Houston acts as a massive magnet for ambitious software developers, medical researchers, and consultants, moving strictly for high-paying jobs and a zero-income tax economy. But the relocation logic used to find an apartment in New York or Chicago will fail here. Because Houston lacks traditional zoning laws and sits directly on a subtropical floodplain, you have to evaluate the city through a completely different lens. Transplants default to tourist traps, luxury highway apartments, and heavily marketed chains. Locals prioritize a different grid: buried residential units and hidden bistros. Choosing aesthetic convenience over environmental reality carries severe penalties: flooded cars, $200 AC bills, and daily productivity destroyed by highway noise. We are going to strip away the luxury real estate marketing and map out the functional, environmental, and culinary infrastructure you actually need to survive. We'll use the Rice Village ecosystem as our primary case study. Thriving in this city requires a strict pivot. You must stop choosing what looks good online and start choosing what provides true geographical defense and functional utility. The Houston rental market operates completely unregulated by traditional zoning. Evaluating a lease here requires a survival-based checklist. Your absolute primary threat is the city's relationship with water. Massive water displacement is guaranteed. Before signing any lease, you must consult the FEMA flood map. If your prospective building sits in the 100-year or 500-year floodplain, you are taking an immense physical and financial risk. Houston streets slope downward, acting as temporary reservoirs for floodwater. Locals near drainage systems follow a strict rule: unconditionally demand a unit on the second floor or higher. The street will flood, but your living room stays dry. When summer heat pushes the feels-like temperature past 110 degrees, your air conditioning unit functions as a critical life support system. If your apartment has west-facing windows, the brutal afternoon sun bakes your unit. Your AC never shuts off, doubling your bill. Furthermore, Texas uses an independent power grid. You must actively shop for a fixed-rate electricity plan to protect against volatile summer pricing. Ignoring your apartment's physical orientation and elevation guarantees you will face severe financial penalties before you even unpack your boxes. Leasing agents market luxury apartments directly adjacent to highways as a perk, but elevated concrete amplifies the relentless, low-frequency roar of 18-wheelers 24 hours a day. Furthermore, living next to a 12-lane highway coats your balcony in micropollution, rapidly degrading your indoor air quality. To defend against this, you must prioritize properties buried at least a half-mile deep into a dense, tree-covered residential grid. In a city defined by sprawling concrete, true luxury is measured strictly in acoustic shielding and distance from the main arteries. Working remotely in a subtropical climate requires highly specific infrastructure: aggressive air conditioning, industrial-grade Wi-Fi, and the correct acoustic frequency. The academic gravity of Rice University anchors the surrounding area, cultivating the most robust remote work environment in the state. If you need to edit massive video files or study without a single distraction, you go deep into the stacks at Fondren Library for monastic focus and institutional internet. Contrast that with Siphon Coffee or the Ion. These spaces provide the loud, kinetic networking energy of a startup hub. From October through April, the massive pavilions at Levy Park serve as a seasonal outlier, channeling wind for a reliable outdoor work session. This quadrant chart maps these locations against your specific needs. You isolate your required acoustic energy and environmental setup, and the geography points you directly to your desk for the day. Success in a remote role hinges on matching your specific daily task to the environmental frequency of the space. On a Saturday night, you will see long lines for heavily marketed national burger chains and sushi franchises. Meanwhile, the neighborhood's real culinary soul is tucked behind unassuming facades on the side streets, operating without a marketing budget. At Café Rabelais, you navigate tight seating, zero reservations, and loud kinetic energy, in exchange for a world-class French wine list and perfect moules frites. D'Amico's Italian Market offers pure utility. It completely bypasses modern Instagram aesthetics to deliver unpretentious, highly reliable, authentic meals. This decision tree outlines the exact strategy. If your goal is to secure social capital at an early meeting in the medical center, the correct play is bringing Middle Eastern pastries from Bottolina Bakery. Dining like an insider means trading flashy aesthetics and commercial convenience for uncompromising culinary utility and strategic timing. Houston heavily rewards transplants who plan for the physical environment and severely punishes those who blindly follow surface-level marketing. This matrix dictates your geographic setup. The Deep Focus Optimizer strategy. Rent an interior grid apartment shielded from noise, work at Fondren Library, and eat at D'Amico's. The Startup Networker. Secure a high-rise AC plan, utilize the Ion for venture capital, and leverage Bottolina for networking. Do not fight the climate. Respect the FEMA flood map. Hide windows from the western sun. Ultimately, long-term success in this city comes down to uncovering and utilizing the hidden infrastructure that actually functions.